Hello and welcome. So in this video, we are going to write a Python program, just the Hello World program, and then we are going to run it from both directly inside the IDE and also from the command prompt. After that, we are going to have a little bit of a play with the Hello World program and edit it so that it takes an input from a user and does something. So let's start with opening up projects. Now we have a test.py, which is a Hello World program. We could create another one or just run this one. I guess you can just right click that and click new Python file, and we call this Hello World. So here's our file. Now we can just go in and just create the Hello World program. Now you can use single or double quotation marks. It just is important that you do not mix between them. So the way to run this is simply press play, and there you go. It executes Hello World. But that's not the only way to run it. So if you open up the terminal, you're inside pycharm.project and Hello World lives there. So you could literally execute it from here, and all you need to do is type in the file name. Hello, Mac keyboard, I'm not used to it. Hello world.py. Enter. And the program is going to execute. So let's have a bit of a play and maybe create another program, and that's gonna go and say hello user and maybe get a name from the user and then print out a customized response. So inside projects, one more time, I'm gonna go new Python file and I'm gonna call this greeting. And here I'm going to print this. Hello user, what is your name? So at this point, we are going to get a user input. And the way you do that is you create a variable and you set that variable to input. So name equals to input. So then whatever we type in is going to get saved as name. And at this point, we can basically print. Now there's two ways to do this. You can concatenate that and name because they're both strings. That's going to work. We can say hello. That space there is important. And then we can add name to that hello. So let's execute this program. There's a couple of ways to do it. Let's first do it just inside the IDE. So we have an option of just running it here. Now, if this is highlighted differently, you can select them from there, or if you want to be on the same side to make sure you're running the program that you want, you can always right-click the tab and click Run Greeting. So it's going to say, hello user, what is your name? You can say Sanyan, and it runs. If you want to go back to the terminal, remember, if you're inside the projects folder, inside the correct folder, you can just type in the name of the file, like greeting.py. What is your name? I don't know, let's be different. Bob. Hello, Bob. And there you have it. That's a couple of ways to write and run Python programs. In this video, we are going to write a dynamic script with Python. Now, before we get started, a quick point on the nomenclature. So far, I've been using the word program and script interchangeably. You can do that with Python because Python is an interpreted programming language, and little programs that execute and do something are called scripts, quite often in interpreted programming languages. And in particular, if those take parameters from the user in command prompt, you tend to call them dynamic scripts. But don't get too hung up on the nomenclature. So this dynamic script is going to get a user first name and last name from the command prompt and print out a formatted version from it. So what am I going to call it? I think I'm going to call it format name. So we're going to go file, go into the project, new Python file, and we're going to call this format name. And what format name is going to do is we're going to import sys. So this is the Python system library which we're going to use to get arguments from the command prompt. So first up, I guess we can print a bit of, oh wait, I think this will work better. Yeah, I don't know, that many will do. I can copy that and we can print something like that. Print first, and then we can go comma. Now this is this is where we use the sys library. So sys.argv argument 1. So the very first thing, 0, would be the actual name of the program that's getting executed. So this is going to be argument 1. That's going to be the first name. I'll actually copy that and do the same for the last name. So last name is going to be argument 2. Last name. So let's execute it and try it out. So we want to open up, we want to go File, Save All, and we want to open up Terminal. Go ahead, Terminal. And we want to type in format name.py. And let's go example John Doe. First name John, last name. So there you have it. That is an example of a dynamic script in Python.